Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 5. Name of the chapter is Fuel, Combustion and Flame. So let us begin. So let me choose pen and color. And this is the right one. Yeah. Okay. So this is the name of the chapter, Fuel, Combustion and Flame. Chapter 5. So what are the key points here? Classification of fuel. That means what we are going to learn in this chapter. Classification of fuel, then fossil fuel, combustion, flame, and history of candle. These are the things that we are going to learn in this chapter in great detail. So let's start. So fuel is a source of energy, and to obtain that heat energy, we have to burn fuel. Now, see, heat is a type of energy. Okay. So energy is broadly classified into two types. This is a broad classification. First one is work energy, second one is heat energy. Okay. Work can be converted into heat, and heat can also be converted into work. So fuel, the energy that we are getting from fuel is heat energy. That means when fuel is burned, it forms heat, and that heat energy is utilized in different forms. Suppose in your kitchen, your mom or you yourself is cooking something. You yourself are cooking something. So for that you need to burn the LPG gas. So that is a fuel which produces heat. So burning is the process of rapid oxidation. So what do you mean by oxidation? What is the meaning of oxidation? Oxidation is the process in which oxygen is added. For example, carbon. When you burn carbon in presence of air, it produces carbon dioxide. Now see with the carbon oxygen is added. So this process is called oxidation process. So burning is process of rapid oxidation. Burning it, we burn fuel, that fuel produces energy, and while burning oxygen is added into it. You know that whenever something burns it needs oxygen. Okay, so that is the one of the process of oxidation example. So most of the substances are made up of carbon and hydrogen. Okay. When a substance burns, it produces heat and light. So light is another form of energy. So when you burn anything, it usually produces two things. One is heat, one is light. Sometimes it produces sound as well, but usually it produces heat and light. The combustion, the combustible substances cannot be called fuels. Okay, all combustible substances cannot be called fuel. So fuel is a different thing. All the fuel they are combustible, but all the combustible substances are not coming under the category of fuel. Okay, so the fuel these can be classified into two ways. First one is on the basis of their physical state, in which state they are. Are they in solid state? Are they in liquid state? Or are they in gaseous state? For example, wood, okay, or coal. Coal is in solid state. Okay, then petrol, diesel, or kerosene. These are in liquid state. Then LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. CNG, compressed natural gas. All these are in gaseous state. Okay. So on the basis of their occurrence, how they occur in the nature, or how do they occur, on the basis of that one as well, fuel can be classified. And let's continue our discussion. That is further classification of fuels on the basis of physical state. Fuels, they are generally classified into solid, liquid, and gases, just as I told you. In which state they are in. Solid fuel like wood, animal dung cake, agricultural waste together contribute about 80% of domestic fuel requirement in rural area. Now you can see this is a big number, 80%. That means in rural area nowadays also people are highly depending upon these fuels like wood, cow dung, and agricultural waste. And thanks to our prime recent government that is distributing uh, gas cylinder to rural household in Ujala Yojana. Now you must have understand why the recent government is distributing LPG cylinders in rural area for free of cost because this 80% of energy requirement fulfilled by the cow dung. Imagine you are cooking something with cow dung. Okay. Yes, in rural area people do this. So if they are using these sources of energy, lots of poisonous gases come and it may harm their lungs. As a result, they affect their quality of their life. To reduce that one, government has taken this step. So, however, we will continue this one. Liquid fuels and gaseous fuels are generally preferred for domestic and industrial purposes. So you know that we for domestic purposes we use LPG. So kerosene oil is a popular liquid fuel. Care should be taken so the complete combustion takes place. Incomplete combustion result in wastage of fuel and atmospheric pollution. Okay. So there are certain fuel that are completely combustible. For example, your gas that we cook, it is approximately completely combustible. Completely combustible and incompletely combustible means when something is burned, no ashes remains, no ash remains. That is complete combustion. Incomplete combustion means suppose you take a piece of wood and if you burn it, then you can see the black part after it getting burned, the black part, blackish color part, it remains there. It is incomplete combustion. From this smoke comes white color smoke. There are the different gases, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, lots of things are there. So the fuel produces from the remains of plants and animals buried under the earth millions of years ago are known as fossil fuel. This is how fossil fuels we are there in planet. So scientists are predicting that within 30 to 40 years, all the fossil fuels are going to be completely used. Then we will be depending upon any other sources of energy. So these fuel produces large amount of energy on burning. Coal, petrol, natural gases are fossil fuels. Now this is important calorific value. What is the meaning of calorific value? Very important. The amount of heat energy produced. When 1 kilogram is fuel is completely burned in presence of pure oxygen, it is called calorific value of a fuel. Suppose you take any fuel, suppose this is a fuel F. F is a fuel, its mass is 1 kg, 1 kg. Okay. In the presence of complete oxygen, generally fuel burns in the presence of air. But out of that air, it needs only oxygen. So you take only oxygen and burn the 1 kilogram fuel. Okay. Then what is the amount of energy getting out of it? That is called calorific value. Different fuel have different calorific value. It is listed over here. If it is biogas, its calorific value is 35 to 40 joule. If it is charcoal, it is 35 kilojoule per gram. Kilojoule per gram. This is coal. This is 25 to 33 kilojoule per gram. Now, one thing I remember here that have you watched the movie that Iron Man Part 1 where Tony Stark was discovering the arc reactor where he says that I can generate 1 gigajoule per second energy. So how much energy that would be just imagine. Okay, now see this is fuel, the definition of fuel, substance burned to produce heat at a reasonable cost. So something in which condition we call something as a fuel, but it should be available in the market at a reasonable cost. Suppose there is something that produces same amount of energy as a petrol does, but it would be like 10,000 liter per 10,000 rupees per liter. So nobody is going to buy it. So it should be affordable. Okay. There are properties of smokes chula in comparison with traditional chula. So this is smokeless chula. This is traditional chula. So you can go through this smokeless chula. It is combustion fuel is here. Fuel is completely combustible. Here in this combustion of fuel is incomplete. Utilize only 3 to 10% of fuel. Seriously. So see, in traditional chula that we use in our villages or the village people use, or even if small town people use, it uses only 3 to 10% of fuel. That means more than 90% of fuel we are not using at all. It is just getting wasted. See how much energy we are wasting. So it is provided with a tall chimney. It doesn't have a chimney. If you have seen it, you must have known. Its efficiency is better. It is less than 6 to 8% efficiency. Yes, the products of combustion like soot and smoke do not come in contact with the person, as because of the chimney it is moving out. Here the harmful gases come in direct contact with the person, and the person is going to inhale it, and uh, it's going to affect its lungs. So nowadays we are also using chimney in our kitchen. Now you can see this is traditional chula. This is smokeless chula. And so see here the fuel source is same. Here also wood is used. Here also wood is used. The fuel source is not different. But using a traditional smokeless chula, it is going to increase the quality of the increase the this percentage utilized fuel percentage. So what is the ignition temperature of a fuel? The minimum temperature at which a fuel catches fire is termed as its ignition temperature. So suppose if you take a piece of wood and keep it in your table, it's not going to burn because your room temperature may be around 30-35 degrees centigrade or 20 or less than that. So to burn the wood, you need to heat it. That means you need to increase temperature up to a certain limit so that it's going to catch fire. So that's the thing. At what temperature the fuel is burned? That is the ignition temperature. Okay. Different fuel have different temperatures. Suppose petrol, diesel, kerosene, whatever the sources of fuel may be, they do have different ignition temperature. Ignition temperature. Ignition temperature of a fuel. This one I have already covered. Yeah. Property of a good fuel. What are the properties of a good fuel? The fuel should be cheap and easily available. Obviously, we have already talked about it because if it costs around 1,000 or 10,000 rupees, nobody is going to buy it per liter. So the fuel should be easily stored and transported and should be safe in handling, and yes, it should be safe. The fuel should have high calorific value. Yes, what is calorific value I have already talked about. It should produce very small amount of residue as gases. Yes, obviously. It should not cause pollution and burning. Yes, this is a primary thing that we should consider for our environment and also for us as well, because we are related to our environment. If environment get damaged, it also affect of us and adversely. So fuel should have low ignition temperature, but well above the room temperature. Okay, the fuel should have low ignition temperature. Okay, it is not like that you need to heat it up to 1000 degrees centigrade. No, it should be low ignition temperature, but more than the room temperature, or else it's going to start burning in the room as well. The fuel should burn at slow rate with controlled combustion. You should be able to control it, okay, and it should burn gradually. All among the fuels, gaseous fuel are best like CNG. What is CNG? Tell me what is the full form of CNG. I have already told you in this video one or two times. Search it or start the video again and tell me. There is probably no fuel that could be considered as an ideal fuel. Okay, yes, we are close to ideal fuel, but we have not got ideal fuel like complete 100% conversion of fuel into energy. So chula and the stove made up of mud or bricks. Okay, so what is next? Fossil fuel. Okay, fine. So this is for today. In the next class, we are going to start fossil fuel. If you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day to all of you. Bye bye.